I'd like to talk to you a little bit about why modern Hapkido favors open hand strikes, or at least a very limited selection of closed hand strikes. I have a chair here as an object. You can use a wall, you can use a brick, you can use a concrete floor, you can use a roadway to make examples of these things. I get students together and I talk to them about, let's hit this chair as hard as I can. I ask who in the room knows how to make a really good fist, a good strong fist. And I tell them, stand there with your good strong fist and wait till I'm done. I'm going to hit this chair 5 times as hard as I can. And then I want you to hit it with your fist. And when you hit it with your fist, I want to make sure you drive it into the metal. I mean, hit a good strong stance and hit that chair as hard with your fist as you can. So I offer them a choice. They can hit with a fist or they can use my strike. I'm going to use an open hand strike. So if I use an open hand strike, I don't want to bang real hard because the sound will reverberate on the tape, and I'll hit a little harder later. But I can hit very hard. Now, if he does the same thing with a closed fist in a conventional strike, he's going to break his hand. He's going to hurt his hand. You can deliver a lot of force with this without doing any injury other than tingling in your palm. There is one disadvantage to using the palm heel. There's a couple disadvantages, but let's talk about the primary. First, it's a range issue. If I use the longest range weapon I've got, which is a fingertip jab, don't want to use that on a steel chair, but I can certainly use a jab or a rake on someone's eyes. That's my longest range weapon. My next longest range weapon is a fist. So that's the range I've got on a fist. If I use my palm heel, I'm going to lose some range. I'm going to lose 2 or 3 inches of range. What I gain is the ability to strike with full power and not do any injury in my hand. What I lose is a little bit of range. So the way you have to substitute for that disadvantage is you have to move forward. You have to put forward pressure. Remember, we're going to angle forward. We're going to drive forward. We're going to circle around inside forward, or circle around outside going forward. If we're going forward, we'll be close enough to use the palm heel. If we're backing away trying to fend him off, then maybe a fist is a better answer because I've got better range. After that, what's the next best weapon to use? Well, if I've got a closed fist, first of all, don't ever wrap your thumb down any further than the top of your index finger. If you wrap your thumb down in here, you curve the little bones on the back of your hand. You curve the little bones on the back hand, you set yourself up for breaking your hand. If you thump somebody in the torso, ribs, really built up with solid muscle, even if you bang them in the head, basically you've got a 10 or 12 pound round bony thing. It's like a bowling ball. Why would you punch a bowling ball with a closed fist when you could act like you had half a grapefruit cupped in your hand and palm it, and you're going to be able to deliver concussive force to his head without breaking your hand. You can deliver concussive force with a closed fist, but you're taking a real good chance of breaking your hand. Disadvantage, loss of range. Answer, move closer. After that, if I'm going to use my fist, why don't I use my fist as a bottom fist or as a hammer fist? Now I can pound hard on it because I've got flesh padding my hand rather than jamming my knuckles into metal or concrete or bone or a slab of hard muscle and bone. So closed hand strikes, certain closed hand strikes work well, but a conventional fist is tactically a bad way to hit someone. What if he's got a friend? You break your hand on the first guy and now you have to deal with the second guy with a busted hand. I won't break my hand on the first guy this way. I won't break my hand on the first guy this way, or even with a back fist. I'm not going to break my hand. So if you're going to use a closed fist, don't use conventional punch. Trained fighters, boxers, heavyweights, tape their hands. They have trainers paid a lot of money to make sure their hands are okay. They put it in a glove, they train, and they still break their hands. Don't set yourself up for a broken hand, especially if you're in a pile-one situation where you have to survive and you have to fight off a second person. Use an open hand strike, use a selective closed hand strike. Use the big bones in your body, use forearm smashes, use elbows. They work better than a closed fist.